salute, man. So there is always that aspect of what we do in our game, but to go where I would like us to go, and I think that we want to go, these are things that you have to learn, that you have to come and do your job, and you have to play at a really high level. These high moments, all the different things that happen, you just do your job. And that's my message to them is come, let's rock, let's do our job.
Knowing De'Aaron personally, just what do you hope for the reception for him is tonight from the fans?
Always love, you know what I mean? The business aspect of our game gets in the way sometimes, but it's what we sign up for. So let's not lose the fact that I've seen it in many ways. It's happened to me when I was traded out of my hometown and went back, and my mom couldn't even sit in the audience. So that's the thing. It's part of what we do, and time heals a lot of things, you know. So fans are gonna do what they do because one thing that our fans are, they bow to us. Never forget that.
Doug, in terms of defensively trying to handle it or contain De'Aaron Fox, is it going to be a combination of Keon, Keegan, or do you try and throw different looks at someone like that, or stick mainly one guy on and say that's your assignment?
Yeah, you guys have been here, seen all of his games. Foxy is incredible, man. Like he's a special talent. So when it comes to that, yeah, you just got to buckle up and you do everything that you can to make it as difficult as you can on him. But I've been here for every one of his games, and I've seen everything thrown at him, and I've seen him respond to everything. So, and I have the utmost respect for him in that, because that is a special talent that's able to respond the way that I've seen him respond many times.
Coach Christie, as far as the road trip, it seemed like your team is getting better on the defensive end. They've been improving like every game. What's your thoughts about that? These improvements?
It makes me happy. That's probably number one. I think more than anything, I'm seeing a higher level of communication. I'm seeing a decisiveness because part of defense is like just pull the trigger and then you let the next step happen, as opposed to you get froze and then no one does anything and now there's a straight line drive and there's no defense for a straight line drive. If you give that away, the guys, especially with the way that fouls are called, different things, you're gonna, like a block charge is the hardest call to make, even when you slow it down and look at it. Was he set? Is he moving? All these different things. So you're going to lean probably more towards the offense. So for us defensively, to be decisive, to fly around, to communicate at a high level, those are things that when I go back and look at film and we break it down for them, either collectively or individually, those are all the points that we're trying to make, and it makes me happy to see them continue to strive in that area.
Hey, what's up, Doug? Just, it was a cool moment to shoot around, kind of seeing y'all celebrate Luke and his upcoming new venture. I'm just wondering if you happen to know how long he'll be with you until that.
I can't confirm or deny anything right now, man. And hopefully in the coming days we'll be able to see what happens with that. But we're always happy, excited for everybody. That's what we do. That's part of who I am and what I want them to be about as a team. So we shall see.
Hey Doug, how's Malik doing? And secondly, just we know he's a vocal leader. With him being out, just how has he kind of used his voice to help impact the team, especially before game like tonight?
It's interesting because if you watch the Denver game, he was very vocal on the sideline, which is something that I don't know that people understood about him early on in his career, because I heard a lot of different things, but when I met him, I was like, wow, none of that is true. So to watch him, and I've told him many times, like in a lot of ways, even prior to this year, he was the leader of the team, in my opinion. That's what I saw from him. And there's a responsibility that comes with that. And I think that he is taking on that responsibility more and more. There's ways to be vocal, and I let him do his thing because he has a relationship with those guys in the locker room that they respect him. And hopefully I'm not sure yet, we'll see him on the floor soon, I'm hoping.
Hey Doug, you've seen angry Fox when someone gets him riled up. Do you kind of brace yourself a little bit for that, depending on like what the reception looks like tonight? And then you know, as somebody who has kind of a feel for the heartbeat of like this city and this fan base, like how do you think he should be remembered and what's his legacy here?
I think Foxy's legacy is one of the greatest players that's played in the Sacramento Kings uniform. I mean, I look like take off the hat and look outside of this. When I met him when he first came here, to watching him play, to having conversations with him, to watching him grow into an all-star, like super proud of and for him and all that. It's like I said, it's part of the process that when you are someplace, especially for like he was here for a second, and like there's a lot of love and respect that goes into that. But when you rip a scab off, there's a lot of pain that goes with that too. And I think that um, both sides have to understand that. And I know our fans, and I know what to respect out of our fans, and I love them. So, and I'm a ride with him. Fox knows me. He knows how I get down. Love him once the ball is not thrown up, but when it's thrown up, we got to get at it. That's just what we do.
Doug, with Malik and Domantas Sabonis out, a lot of DeMar DeRozan when you were in Denver. Any conversations that happen when DeMar is going to make sure the other guys still stay in a rhythm, or is it tough when, I mean, he's cooking?
Um, you know, DeMar is a really smart player. So part of what he does is he's not a selfish player. So he's going to feel the game. And once he hits a bucket, I think his teammates also understand like, okay, we're gonna go there again. And we're gonna wait until they try to stop that. And once that happens, he's gonna kick the ball out and the ball's gonna move around. But ultimately, I mean, that's what running a play in the offense is for. You're trying to get a really good shot. Well, you don't get really a better shot than one of your best players with the ball and he's getting to his quote unquote spot. And if you're gonna let him get to that spot, I'm gonna live with the results. And I think that his teammates are also gonna live with those results. Now, as that changes, they double team, they do different things. He's really not that guy that's gonna shoot with three guys hanging on him. He's gonna kick it out. Now the ball's gonna move around. So, and as we get closer to the playoffs, playoff basketball is different. We have to find a rhythm inside of that as well, and that is possession basketball and making sure that we get a good shot and making sure that the ball is in the hands of somebody who's going to make a really good decision. And I would gamble with DeMar DeRozan with the ball in a clutch moment anytime.
Quick question about your playing days. The Spurs 1999 championship team is being honored soon by the San Antonio Sports Hall of Fame. You were on a Raptors team that beat them. What are your memories of that Spurs team with Duncan and Robinson and Sean Elliott?
Yeah, the great names, first of all. They were a special bunch. That was, I believe, the year that they tried to trade Sean, and it was rescinded, and his feet were not out of bounds, and he was able to hit an incredible shot. The general, I just saw him in Dallas after the game, and Avery Johnson and his ability to knock down probably the biggest shot ever in his career. So when I think about that, big time team, watching Timmy come into his own, which spawned probably one of the greatest careers at the power forward position that we've seen. And I think a lot of people sleep on David Robinson. Just an incredible talent, the admiral of something special. But all in all, just like a solid bunch, and that obviously took Pop on an incredible journey as a leader and a shaper of men. Big time team that started their run. So nothing but respect for them. Yeah, absolutely. Appreciate you, Doc.